Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I recently got into a rental home back in March of this year. We are already behind, and unfortunately, we were not completely forthcoming with the landlord that we leased from.
In what way?
He doesn't have my correct Social Security number.
Okay. Why?
Because the way we've been living over the last several years, we have been kicked out of previous homes that we've rented.
How many?
At least 6.
So you've been evicted 6 times, and now you're behind on your rent for the 7th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are.
Why?
There are several reasons. A lot of it has been me attempting to try to make my spouse happy and not making the right decision as a man, as a leader, and being too passive.
Is that in the
So that's
form of
part of
you
it.
not working, or you choosing places you just grossly can't afford?
Choosing places we can't afford.
Okay. All right. So what do you make, David?
I have a few sources of income, sir. I work full time. That brings in about $1,000 a week after taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm done with that job, I have other companies that I work for when they need me to do towing and changing tires and getting people's keys out of their cars and things of that nature. On a slow week, that adds about another $300. On good weeks, it could add up to around $600.
So around
And
50.
then-
So let's call it another $6,000 a year, give or take. Okay. And
then I get,
and does your wife work
41
outside the home?
No, I get an additional $41.53 now through the Army.
From a retirement or discharge or medical discharge.
Correct.
Okay. So you get another $4,000 a month.
Correct.
Okay. So I got 52 and 6 and 4 and 48, and so you're making over $100,000 a year. Pray tell,
Exactly.
What is your rent?
$2,610.
Okay. Which you actually can afford.
Exactly.
It's the lifestyle.
And what else are you doing with the money instead of paying for the rent?
This time around, it was because I made the poor decision to promise a trip for one of my children. And so it was one of the situations where...
No, I mean,
I was
you're bringing in $10,000 a month. You have $2,600 in rent. Where is all
Correct.
the money going?
We had to buy a car outright, and we've had to put, up to this point, about...
How expensive a car did you buy outright?
It was $1,400, sir.
You bought a $1,400 car.
No, this can't be it, because
That's
there's
not even close. Okay, so what? I'm not talking about this month. I'm talking about over the last several years. You've been making serious money and have chosen not to pay your rent.
No, sir. This has only transpired over the last 9 months.
Okay, so why'd you get kicked out of the last place then? Why weren't you paying your rent? I mean, you have a huge car payment anywhere?
No, sir.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I have 5.
Okay. How old are they?
The oldest is 28, out on her own.
Good.
The other one is 23. He's
Good.
out on his own.
Good.
And then I have a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 12-year-old that are living with us.
Okay. All right. And does your wife work outside the home, sir?
She doesn't work outside the home. She's doing something on her own on the side, and that brings in an additional now $1,400 a month.
Okay. All right. And so if you brought in $10,000 last month, why did you not pay your rent? Because you promised a trip and bought a $1,400 car?
Well, it was a $1,400 car, but unfortunately, it needed about $2,500 worth of repairs that we weren't aware of, and now it needs another 14.
How long have you been making $100,000 a year? How long have you been making a decent income?
9 months. As he said, 9 months ago he got this
9
job.
months.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay,
9 months.
I missed that. Okay.
All right, David, there's something really glaringly missing in this whole equation, and I can't put my finger on it. And I hesitate to just start lashing out at this very frustrating situation because you're hurting and you're scared. Okay, so here's the simple. Let me just back into the way you should be doing this. Okay.
Okay.
The way you should be doing this is you ought to be bringing home the money, and the first thing it does is buy food. The second thing is lights and water. And the third thing is you pay your rent. You have the money to do all of those. What in God's name causes someone to buy a $1,400 car and then spend $2,500 on it and then propose to spend another $1,400 on it? You drive that thing over the junkyard, park it, and take a check and walk away and go buy something else. This is dumber than a rock, man. Don't do that. And then you guys have got to get on a game plan and start to control your money. And I don't know, and quit promising kids stuff, and then you get evicted. Oh, and by the way, commit criminal fraud and don't give them your actual proper Social Security number too. That's like go to jail stuff, man. Don't do this stuff. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.